Today is the 22nd of September and we've gone through all sorts of weather. Those of you who do not live in the UK must be wondering why we always keep talking about the weather. In fact, that is the main topic of conversation for most British people, the weather. And they talk about the weather because it's so changeable. On Friday, we had the most horrendous hailstorm. I will show you a video of that. And then the following day was a hot sunny day, and this morning it rained heavily, and now it's dry again. In fact, the temperature is quite mild. I'm homing on this tree because this is one of our 5-needle pines or Japanese white pine, and as you can see, the needles are getting yellow again. So this is the time when a lot of people panic about everything. And what we do is we've got to remove the needles. Let me remind you why the needles fall. Although evergreens are called evergreens because most of the leaves remain on the tree during the winter time, they also shed their old foliage. And if we walk under any tree, we will find there's a lot of foliage everywhere. You see underneath that tree, the foliage is there. That's a white pine. And underneath this Scots pine, there is also the needles falling down there. So wherever you walk, you will find that there are a lot of needles that have fallen. The same applies to trees that you come across, pine trees that you come across in the forest. And I always remember when you walk into a forest, what you find first of all when walking on the forest floor is that the floor is covered in needles. I like to show different types of pine because this is a mugo pine. So this one has also started shedding the needles. Scots pines also shed. With bonsai, it is more pronounced. Trees which are growing in the ground don't tend to show this so much. This is probably because the trees that grow in bonsai pots are more stressed. I've come out to the rear part of the nursery where we have our Japanese garden, and I'm going to show you the great big pines that we grow as garden trees. The point I want to make is that trees that grow in the ground for some reason have more sustenance and they do not shed in the same way that the trees in bonsai pots shed. So I'm walking into a Bouverensis pine. This is a Bouverensis pine that we have shaped over the years. It's been in the ground since 1990, which is 34 years ago. And you can see this is almost completely green. There is hardly a brown needle on this tree. Now looking across the water, those 4 great big Scots pines, they are perfectly green. I'm going to walk closer there to show you that there's hardly a yellow needle on that tree. While I'm here, there's a mugo pine. This is a creeping mugo pine. This is growing in the bank of my pond, and you can see that it's almost all green, but there are some brown or yellow needles. These have fallen during the year, but I didn't get a chance to clean it. But this shows that they do shed the needles. Let me now walk across to that area. While I'm walking across, I will take the opportunity to show you the other trees. This is a great big white pine, and because this is a bonsai, look at it, the needles are beginning to yellow and fall. We're not talking of deciduous trees because the deciduous trees will shed all their leaves completely. So let's walk to the back. This week the temperature is going to plummet. Last Friday and last Saturday we had temperatures as high as 24-25 degrees. And today it's still like 22 or 23. I'm here now under this cercidifilum, and this is the chocolate tree. When the leaves are about to fall, the entire tree smells of chocolate. Those of you who've never experienced it, you should find a tree that grows like this and experience the fragrance for yourself. Now here we are, these are the great big garden trees that I made back in 1990. In 1990, I must find a photograph of this tree. They were barely a meter tall. Now this tree is about 4 meter high. This is a 70 centimeter lantern. So this is 4 meter high, and I'm going to prune it this coming week. So those of you who are familiar with these trees, look at it. That long shoot there, which is about 8 inches long, is this year's candle. This year's candle, left unpruned, has become 8 inches long. And again, looking at this tree, there's hardly a yellow needle there. Hardly a yellow needle on this tree compared to some of the bonsai which are covered in yellow needles. But there are some needles on the ground there underneath the tree. So this is what I was telling you about. Trees that grow in the ground, these Scots pines and other pines that grow in the ground, they then don't tend to shed in the same way in the autumn like the other ones do. Most conifers, I say most, not all, they do shed needles. Junipers don't tend to shed needles so much. But I'm walking to this giant redwood, or the sequoia tree, that I planted also in 1990. And when I planted it in 1990, it was only 1 inch in diameter. That means about 2.5 centimeter in diameter. This tree now has a diameter of about maybe 4 meters, 3 meters. We're walking into it, and it's about, I can't think in terms of meters. This would be about 25 to 30 meter tall, nearly 100 foot tall. And walking to the tree, what do we find on the floor? It is just covered, smothered in old needles, old leaves on the tree. Look at that. Look at that. Handfuls of it falling. And it falls in the autumn time. Look at it. The old needles fall, and that's what the tree looks like in the autumn. So do not panic when you see conifers that shed their old needles. You see, the old needles are the ones at the back, not the ones at the front. The front are the new needles. So like the pines, they shed their 2-year-old needles, 2 or 3-year-old needles, and the tips are the current year's needles. So this is what they do. This is what they do. I'm now going to walk back and talk about something else. By the way, I mentioned that hailstorm we had, and of course with the hailstorm, the hailstones were about, I would say, 1 centimeter or a little larger than 1 centimeter in diameter, about half-inch marbles. And when they fell, it fell for about 20 minutes or about half an hour, and they were like stones falling from the sky. And because it was so violent, the hailstones stripped a lot of our leaves. I'm going to show you this great big magnolia. And when you see the moth-eaten leaves, all the holes in the leaves, this is not insects biting the leaves. This shredding of the leaves came about because the hailstones just shredded the leaves, damaged the leaves. So when the hailstones fell on the pine branches, they stripped all the old yellow needles or loose needles. Look at it. This is all the damage of hailstones. I'm now going to walk back to the main nursery to show you these pines that we're going to talk about and the needle cleaning. I would mention at this point that the Japanese black pine, which is a 2-needle pine, doesn't shed as much. It's only the white pine that really has this very horrendous habit of shedding virtually all the old needles. So I'm going to walk back and show you what we are talking about. So here we are with this mighty, great big Japanese white pine, and you see the old needles are the needles at the back, and they are the ones that will fall. If you leave them on the tree, they will eventually fall. But because we are doing bonsai and we want the trees always to look pristine, we will physically remove it. And I have a very good guy called Steve. He's been used to doing this job, and I'm going to ask him to show you how to remove the needles. But before I do that, I'm going to walk into the area where I have the black pines. The Japanese black pines don't shed as much. So let's go and see these black pines here. These are the small Japanese cork bark black pines. Hardly any yellow needles on this one. This is a large cork bark black, and this has hardly got any yellow needles on them. And so we see that most of the black pines don't suffer in the same way that the Japanese white pine does. Ah, that's a black pine. Okay, so it's showing some signs of yellow, but they are not as obvious. Now this is a white pine. You see the difference. Lots of yellow needles. Okay, now we come to this area where we have quite a few Japanese white pine or Japanese five needle pine. And I mentioned to you about the hailstones. What the hailstones did was to literally decimate the tree, and the action of the hailstones did remove some of the needles. This is not us removing the needles. These were just the effect of the hailstones falling through the branches and removing the needles. Steve did clean this tree up. This one was cleaned by him last week. So this has been cleaned up so it has no yellow needles. I'm now going to call Steve here to show you how we remove the needles. It's a very simple process, but it has to be done, and there is a particular way of doing it. So let's look at that one, Steve. Okay, so that is the five needle pine. So we are literally running the fingers through. They do fall off. You don't have to pull them off.
No, they're pretty much
They just fall. So you just got to run your fingers through.
Literally just cleaning up.
But as you can imagine, if you had a pine like this and you suddenly saw your tree doing that, I kid you not, from the month of early September, we're at the end of September, we get invariably one or two telephone calls every day. And they always say, what's happening to our white pine? It's dying. But we've got to reassure them that they're not dying. So these white pines, you can see, it's got like a 3-inch diameter trunk, and it's about, I would say, 50 centimeter tall. That would only take like no more than 3 minutes to clean the whole tree. So it's no big deal. It's quite a simple process. So Steve has almost cleaned half the tree on that one. See, that's what it looks like when it's cleaned, and that side is not cleaned. And of course, like all vegetable matter, all the pine needles make lovely compost. I'm sure other people will be showing the same procedures, because I find that whenever I do something, we get other people reminding you to do the same. I don't mind. There you are. So that tree has virtually been completely cleaned, and that didn't take long. And that is the effect of cleaning. All those needles have been taken off the tree. And you will get a few more which shed, but by and large, I think we've taken all the old needles out. So come the autumn, this is a standard task that you have to perform. So do not panic. This is what you have to do. While I'm looking at these trees, I noticed that there are 3 cones on that pine. There is a school of thought that says that, oh, the cones take away the energy of the tree. I'm not completely convinced that that is true. Some people like the look of the cones because they are so typical of the pine, and it adds a bit of interest and color and shape. So I would leave them if I were you. But if you feel that they're out of scale, then do remove it. So I hope you've learned something from this video.